what I want to do with this brush is apply this colour onto my walls of my house in lots of different directions. So each different direction is a change of the mouse. So I click the mouse and I scribble some colour in a new direction. Each time I click the mouse, I'm applying another level of opacity over the top of my walls. So this is where I get this sort of kid style, this young child style of sort of scribbling colour onto the page. And this is what we're trying to replicate. We're trying to create this particular style of design. So we want it to be unique, we want it to be irregular. We don't want it to be flat and boring, just a solid fill colour. So by using the opacity and by making multiple strokes, we get this texture to our design. We don't need to paint anything in these panels here because that's the top of the house and that's the bottom of the house, which we don't see. The next thing we want to do is create an outline around the building, around the walls. So this is we're going to use our paths again. So we go back to our paths and we're going to use the working path to make an outline around our walls. We're going to need to change the brush settings. First of all, we're going to need a nice dark brush, so I'm going to choose a black colour. And I'm going to make the brush size a little bit smaller, maybe down to 20% or 20 pixels. And I'm going to set the opacity back to 100. And then I want to apply some shape, some brush presets or some brush controls from the brush panel. I want to scatter the brush. So you can see I have a scattering option. And I can choose how much scatter and also some shape dynamics. So that's going to change the size of the dots. And I can, I don't want to scatter it so much that it sort of separates. I want it to sort of stay lumpy. So you can see down there, that's my preview of what that brush stroke is going to look like. Now, tracing the edges of the walls by hand would be a long process and probably a wibbly wobbly sort of process, which could be okay for our design style, but using the path tab, we have the icon, the second icon on the bottom from the left is called stroke path with brush, and that simply draws the brush all the way around the path, all the way around that original selected area. And so that gives the basis of my walls a nice black outline. Back to my layers panel, I want to add a layer for some more details like the doors and the windows. And I can just use this same black brush to create a door shape, create one on the back, and create some windows on the sides. Some windows at the front. And again, save that file, save it as both a PSD file, a Photoshop file, and also save as a JPEG file that we can take back into 3D Studio Max.